pie is done. Pie must be done. Good morning, people. How y'all doing? Oh, goodness gracious. How is it possible? Have a good day. Everybody's cray. Hang on a second. I didn't even start. I like to start off my day singing. And I didn't even get to sing this morning. I had so much going on. I had to go out and work. This isn't going to be a long one. This is going to be a short one. Like, yeah, Gerard, what you mean by short? You mean like 2 hours? No, I'm going to try to keep this one within an hour. I just want to talk about the aphids and bugs. I want to talk about them real quick. Got roped into some discussions, but first I am looking for, yes, this man. Have y'all heard of John Prine? John Prine is off the charts. He is off the chizzards. John Prine, he has a song I ran into this weekend, digging up the dirt and the bugs and the boogers and everything in the ground. Everything in the ground, getting them on my hands, eating my lunch, doing everything y'all say I shouldn't do, because I'm a natural part of the ecosystem and everything in the ecosystem I need. I ran into John Prine. This man can sing. I'm not sure if he's good as Pat Riley, but this brother is good. He's got a song by the name of, what is the name of this song? I ran into, he reminds me of Johnny Cash. He has a song by the name of Caravan of Fools. Woo! Caravan of Fools. It reminded me of a Malcolm X quote. It did. Oh, I just love it. Oh, I love it. It's a fantastic song. This brother can sing. I'm not even going to sing it for you because I can't even sing it. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Yeah, how you go from John Prine to Malcolm X? Well, Malcolm X had a great quote I got to find as well. Caravan is full. Caravan of fools. You're running with a caravan of fools. Malcolm X quote. Which I don't completely subscribe to Malcolm X. But then again, I don't completely subscribe to John Prine. I don't completely subscribe to Christine or Jonathan or Melissa or Dale or everybody's got to figure it out for themselves. Everybody's got to think on their own. But at the end of Malcolm X's life, he figured a whole lot of things out. And he had a quote about the media. Does anybody have a Malcolm X quote where he explained that what the media do to you? Hang on a second. Let me find that real quick. I'm going to bring YouTube in first. Malcolm X. Media quote. News quote. You know what? And I'm okay with this. I'll quote David Duke. I really don't care what y'all think. I'll quote Donald Trump. I'll quote Barack Obama. I'm not concerned with the media source. I don't know why people do that. Why do they try to qualify truth with where it comes from? It's like that meme that keeps going around, which is actually pretty funny. The YouTube one. Did y'all see the meme where it's got the YouTube and he's like, I'm a researcher. And he's surfing on YouTube, which is pretty funny to me. I laugh at it, but then I stop and I think about the agenda behind that, because I see an agenda behind everything. Everything. We're on a planet. They got ladybugs and aphids. You can't say the aphid because my big head is in the way. Let me move the aphid. Let me move my big head down. I want to talk about aphids and how they got their wings. There's a Malcolm X quote I was looking for. Oh, I'm supposed to bring YouTube in first. Let me do that first. We'll bring Malcolm X quote. And if you're not careful, the media will something to the degree of turn you to cheering your oppressor or something of that nature. Hang on. Let me get the YouTube ID and hopefully somebody will post a quote. This is an interactive event. I am not here to teach you a damn thing. I don't tell nobody nothing. Let me get my disclaimer out there. You got to figure your own life out for yourself. If you're on the Truman Show or what you believe on the television or YouTube or somewhere else tells you how you're supposed to have your day and live your life, I have no interest in telling, because if I tell you what to do, I'm no different than Bill Gates. I'm no different than the pharmaceutical industry. I want to talk about aphids and how they got their wings. Does anybody know where aphid got their wings from? Where? All right, there we go. Boom, 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 boom. Somebody's already laughing. They already know. You know, I was gonna say, where did aphids get their wings from? So now the aphid, if you are a gardener, oh, I'm supposed to be looking for the Malcolm X quote. Here it goes. Here it goes right here. Hang on. Want to hit? Here it go. Let me get it right here. Bring it down to here and show you right here. Oh, I didn't even say hi. Hi, good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Did y'all have a good weekend? Everybody do something productive this weekend? Did everybody do something essential this weekend? I'm not talking about Rothschild essential. I'm not talking about Rockefeller essential. I'm not talking about Big Pharma essential. I'm not talking about China, America essential. I'm not talking about any of that nonsense. Did anybody do anything essential? Essential to you. But see, what I think you should do, don't waste your time with. The government thinks you do, don't waste your time with. What your corporation and your boss, your slave master think you should do, don't waste your time with. Did you do something essential for your family? Essential for your community? Essential for you? You are the reason that you were here. You aren't here for me. You aren't here for a GDP. You damn sure ain't here for no bankers. Hopefully you did something essential for you. All right. Ooh, meditate. Who is that? Melissa Oso, you go on, girl. You're supposed to meditate. You need to meditate. I know what's going on at that house. You need to meditate. Meditate and pray. But you know what, Melissa? Sometimes they say some things only come by fasting and prayer. Sometimes you got to get your friends to pray for you too and meditate for you too. You know, they're jacking our families up. They're completely jacking our families up, and it's that damn TV. Let me find Malcolm X real quick. This is what Malcolm X, I had to send this to my family this weekend. I had to send it to my little special family. He said, if you're not careful, that newspaper, you can flip that with TV, you can flip with YouTube, you can flip it with Facebook, you can flip whatever you want to flip it with. If you're not careful, that newspaper will have you hating the people who are being oppressed and loving the people who are doing the oppressing. If you ain't careful, it'll turn against yourself. That's why I asked you, did you do something essential? Right? Who cares what the newspaper wants you to do? Who cares what the new normal wants you to do? You need to focus on what you need to do. You're not here for anybody else. And personally, I'm gonna be honest with you. I told you this before. I like YouTube. I do. I love YouTube. YouTube lies to me all the time, and I'm okay with it. YouTube lies does not get me to go out and vote for people that's dropping bombs on babies in Yemen. Okay? All right, let me tell you that. See, you got all types of media out there, and you got media that tends to be on the more free speech side, and media that tends to be on the more control side. But to be clear, you ain't never gonna get all the truth in YouTube. You're never gonna get all the truth on CNN, Fox, MSNBC, Facebook, or any of these media sources. All right? That's not how advertising works. They gotta make money, and they only make money telling you part of the story. They gotta take care of their advertisers. They gotta take care of the states that own them and run them. All media is state-run media. That's not Russia, that's not China, that's the whole world. Right. I like YouTube because it'll point you in a direction of where you need to sniff a little more than what the news will. That's why. And very soon, YouTube will be completely useless like the news is. It will not point you in a direction of where you need to sniff. It'll point you in a direction of what gangs the kings and the lords more power and corporations more money. But I like YouTube because YouTube, it sends me down a path. And I jump off of it because you can't really research anything on YouTube. You have to go and actually go to websites at that point. You may have to go to a library. You know what a library is? Can you read? All right. You know what? So I put it another way. I like it. I like YouTube because it allows people to, for the most part, to say what they want to say. And it helps me to see where the Truman door is at. Y'all know who Truman is? That's what I want to know. I need to know which direction the door is. And it'll be my choice how I get there. It'll be my choice when I go. But the news doesn't show you any directions out. The news is a part of the matrix, is everything else. Good morning, everybody. Anybody figure out where aphid got their wings from yet? Why aphids are still on the damn planet? Us gardeners trying to get rid of them. I just released my ladybugs. I let the ladybugs take care of the aphids, and it doesn't ever work. It doesn't ever work. They group up on a leaf. Let me show you a little bit of history and science, that thing that's forever changing. Y'all trying to get me in Facebook jail this morning. Have me on a post. Have me on a what's it, Judy Miscavige post. I don't know why people are still supporting fighting a woman that's fighting the pharmaceutical industry. We know we need to make some changes. So this is what aphids do. They group together and they would have babies, and mama have her babies, and the baby next to the other babies, next to the other babies, next to the other babies. And guess what? The ants figure out where they are. The aphids have no natural defense. They have no protection. The ants would eat them. So what did they learn to do? They learned to make sugars. They learned to suck sugar out of the cambium layer of the plant and feed it to the ants. And one day the ants were like, wait a minute, why are we going to kill these things if they're making sugar? And the ants started farming aphids. So basically, the aphids figure out how to adapt and evolve by utilizing the strength of the ant colony. And then come the damn ladybugs. And here come the damn praying mantis. And they ain't want no sugar, baby. No, those are beneficial insects. They want to eat the blood and sick upon the juice of the sweet nectar of the aphid. So the aphid had to figure something else out. Yeah, well, pretty smart, Kai-Free Mama. Pretty smart and a little bit lucky, too. See, the aphids didn't have a government. The aphids didn't have a lockdown when the virus came around. Oh, so a virus came along, it ended up in the aphids, and it learned that, hey, we can make a symbiotic relationship with this aphid thing. But the aphid gets killed anytime it groups up on a clump of leaves and there aren't enough ants around to protect it. So guess what the virus did? The virus grew wings on the aphid. You know why when crazy virologists tell you things like, don't worry about the viruses so much, they're just RNA, they're just information. If your body can use the information, it'll use it. If it can, it'll throw it out. If it's highly useful, you'll take it into your genome or into your DNA. It'll become a part of you, that you are 1% to 2% viral DNA anyway. And every now and then the virus will work symbiotically within you to help you to survive. The only reason the aphids are still here is because the viruses make wings on them. So when they clump up on a leaf like that, this is science, people. I tell you, science is a pesky mother hubbard. Science is pesky. It is all, because you never can hold it down. You never can trap it. It's always moving and changing and evolving, you know, with your technology and your level of understanding. But it was viruses that gave aphids that ability. So when they clump up on a leaf like that, and I release my ladybugs to go eat them, the next generation through epigenetics, the virus triggers wings in the next generation. And so the next generation flies away off of that leaf to find a new leaf, to find a new plant, to spread. And that's the only reason they're still here, because the aphids trusted the science. Trusted the science. Oh, I love viruses, man. I tell you what, I love viruses, but I stopped short of Judy Miscavige's statement. I love the woman. I'm so glad she's coming forward and she's saying things, but there was a post, and I think it was on Christ Henderson's page, where I had to stop short. And she didn't recommend people go out and get the virus. That's not what she said. She said if you are not immunocompromised, that you help your herd immunity when you get the virus. I'd never tell anybody to go out there and get it. I don't think she did either. I think people are trying to harp on her, and they're trying to get her in any worse trouble than what she could be with a government and a big pharmaceutical industry. I have no idea why anybody wants to jump on the side of a system against a biological sister who is a cousin of you, who's just saying we need to question some things. I'd never tell anybody to go out and get the COVID-19, the cuckoo virus 19. I would never say that, and I don't think she said that either. There are too many questions that are unanswered, right? Do you have that FBI investigation? Do you have that Homeland Security and CIA investigation to that $37 million and what came from Fort Detrick? See, if cuckoo virus 19 was like cuckoo virus 18 and it was all natural, I go get it. I go get it. And the reason why I go get it is I go get the natural ones. And if it came from a bioweapons lab, that's another whole discussion. I get the natural ones every single year because I know a lot of immunocompromised people. I know a lot of old people. I know a lot of people with HIV and other things that they can't get sick. They can't get sick. It's my job, because I don't get sick. My immune system works. I waste my time in the garden growing my own food, and I drink smoothies. I have the ability to do that. When I get sick, I don't have any symptoms. So it's my job to help with herd immunity. So when people get sick, I don't avoid them. Flu season comes, I always social distance. I'm glad that y'all started doing that this year. It's a damn shame your government had to tell you to do it. Every year I stay away from old people at flu season. I stay away from my mama. I stay away from my brothers and sometimes my sister, because they eat Twinkies and donuts and bagels for breakfast and bacon and eggs and chicken and stuff like that hampers their immune system. I stay away from them. But if I get it, I build up the antibodies and then nothing can pass through me. So it's my obligation, right? It's my obligation. I have the privilege of a functioning immune system, and so I use it the best I can for the community. But I'm not going to go out there and try to get cuckoo virus 19. Not till the investigation's over. Not till that man y'all listening to, Fauci, is investigated, and anybody he knows, and anybody that made money from anything having to do with taking the cuckoo virus, corona, and making it spread wide and fast. So you don't be scared of viruses. I'm not scared of viruses at all. I'm not scared of them. They're a part of our ecosystem, and we are the ecosystem. But good morning, everybody. Let me bring the comments up over here. That's all I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to say. And I think whether there's 17 different types of viruses that we know of and that affect humans, and some of them cure cancer, some of them target cells for destruction, some of them help your immune system, some of them, they create the symbiotic relationships with us the same way they do with aphids. If you get like really bad flu symptoms every flu season, it's more of an indication that your environment is toxic, because that's the other thing that they are. They're actually a cleanse. It's a cleanse for the herd. When everybody gets it, we all cleanse the poisons in our systems, and your body creates the mucus and all of that stuff, passes it. So if there are probably a whole bunch of, I won't say they're cures for viruses, because a virus shouldn't be cured, but there are things you can do to reduce the damage it does, and that is killing people. And the one thing you can do is stop debilitating people's immune systems, right? If your country has trouble with viruses, then you need to go look at your regulatory agencies. You need to go figure out what the hell is going on. If you got viruses that are passing through countries and they don't have any problem in those lands, then in those lands they got cleaner water, they got fresher air, and they have real food that doesn't have a whole lot of toxins in it. We're slowly being poisoned, people, right? When you have virus problems in your country, you are supposed to check with your regulatory agencies. If there's any sort of a cure to the symptoms, it's cleaning them up. Cleaning them up. It's a direct relationship between your EPA, your FDA, your water companies, if people are getting viruses. I mean, people are getting bad symptoms from the viral cleansing that comes every year. Good morning, anyway. Jackie said, tell it. Yeah, I try to tell it every now and then, best that I can, Jackie. Good morning, Yvonne. Oh, there was something else I wanted to say on virus. I was talking to somebody this weekend. We were talking about evolution, eating meat. This brother's a pescatarian, which means he eats, was it fish and birds, dinosaurs, but he doesn't eat beef. And good brother, used to work at GNC, and we were talking about it for a little bit. And he agreed with some of the theories on where some of the jumping of these viruses come from. That when you eat mammals, you're going to have more trouble, but when you eat fish, you don't. You don't get viruses from fish, but you do from beef and cows and lambs and stuff like that, because they're mammals and their genetic code is closer to ours. Like eating a monkey would be a bad idea. Eating a human being would be even a worse idea. And keep in mind, once again, it's all science. Nobody understands it totally. And when somebody totally understands it, it means they just want to sell you something. They want to sell you a product. But eating more fish is a good idea than beef and lamb, right? Than any mammal. Why? Because fish came out of the ocean. We came out of the ocean. But we've been eating fish for a longer time than what we've been eating each other, mammals, and their DNA is a little further from ours. So maybe that kind of makes some sense why it's easier for viruses to jump from monkeys to humans and cows to humans. But well, that I know of, there was no record of viruses jumping from fish to humans. You can get parasites from them and they'll kill you. Be careful with that sushi. Make sure you put your wasabi on it. Good morning, Citizen Deb. Ladybug, ladybug. I love me some ladybugs. I got 4 strawberry plants into a container awaiting a space in the ground. Go on, Citizen Deb. I got to transfer my strawberries. I'm building a bigger patch this year and a big old massive garden, which is why I can't be on here too long. I got my boys out here and we got work to do. Smart Kai Free Mama said, Kentucky Fried Mama said, well, I'm not sure that it's smart. I'm not sure that I'm smart. I'm not stupid. No, wrong word. I'm not ignorant. No, wrong word. I am ignorant. I'm not, you know what? Ooh, let me try to rephrase that. When I learn that I'm wrong on something, I admit I'm ignorant so I can become smarter and not stay in the dumbness of being ignorant. So when I realize I'm wrong, I try to say I'm wrong and I get smarter by admitting my ignorance. That's what it is. I'll call it evolution, Kentucky Fried Mama. I'm evolving. I'm doing the best that I can. You know, we all got to get a whole lot smarter, and it would certainly help if people would turn that damn TV off. Mad cow disease came from farmers feeding cow remains. Ooh. That died in sheep making cannibals. Now that's making some sense, Kentucky Fried Mama, but that's science. Be careful with that. That'll get you banned on social media. That'll get you banned. You start telling real stories. You know, we got to be careful with the meat. You know, it was a good conversation, you know, and I listen, nobody's saying stop eating meat. Well, some people are saying that. I'm not saying that. I like the science side of it. I like the China study and Dr. Campbell. Dr. Campbell says, as long as you have less than 12% casein in your diet, 12 or 11%, you're not growing, you're not fertilizing any cancer. So the idea is that at that point, it's so minimum that the risk is low in eating these things. So I don't tell people not to eat it. I don't tell people to eat it. I just say you need to do your homework and eat less things that hamper your immune system. And unfortunately, every type of meat, including fish, inflames your immune system. That's all. That's all. I never meant to be a vegetarian. It happened as an accident. I felt better and better the less meat I ate, and we just kept going that direction. Once again, I try to admit when I'm wrong, and I try to evolve and change and not just embrace that ignorance. I realized that my fascination with meat, it came from a culture. It was not mine. It wasn't mine. I wasn't born loving meat. I was handed that by my mama. I was born and she shoved some chicken in my face. What I'm gonna do? You know, I see mama eating the chicken, I'm gonna eat the chicken too. You know, it was a cultural thing. But I got a lot of cultural bad habits I need to get rid of. I got a whole bunch I gotta get rid of. That just happened to be one of them. You know, some people it works well with, some people it doesn't. That's why I say don't ever tell nobody what to do. It's a dangerous idea of telling people what to do. And that's the only thing I agree. Is that Christ Henderson? That's the only thing I agree with that person from your thread this morning. Is that don't ever tell nobody what to do. Not tell anybody to go out there and get the flu. I agree with that. That's the only thing I agree with from your government. That's it. Everything else is crazy. I'm sorry. Everything else is nutty. That's true. If you have a functioning immune system, you do what you got to do. Do not go out there and tell other people what to do. You're going to get people killed. You focus on you. Yeah. Concentrating light color on an area of the planet by satellite, undetected sterilization of vertebrates. Jimmy T, I have no idea what you're talking about, brother. I have no idea. Been avoiding fish since Fukushima. Jonathan Close, and that's a good point too, right? That's a good point. We still can't get past the idea that if we poison the water, we're poisoning ourselves. And so as long as we got these nuclear power plants and people are dropping chemicals out of airplanes and everyone's just buying all the plastic they can and shoving it in the ocean, it's a good idea to avoid ocean fish. It's a good idea to avoid any food you don't know where it comes from or where it came up. If you buy from a farmer's market, it's a good idea to go to the farm and just take a look around. Take a look around. I used to go out, John, and go to greenhouses on the weekends. I love doing it. I go get me a cup of coffee and go out there because I worked in slavery at a hard plantation. The master wasn't no joke, Jonathan Close. The master gave us something called Excel and PowerPoint, and we had to do these things called spreadsheets and sit in meetings and argue about stupid stuff that, you know, because the billionaires want to make more money. And so on the weekends, I'd want to go out to the greenhouses. I went out to one greenhouse, one old dude, I love going to his greenhouse. Oh, it was just filthy and dirty and muck everywhere. You had to walk through aisles and you got aphids on the plants, like it's rubbing all on your face and you get out there itching. I didn't mind none of that. I didn't mind none of that. Bugs can be all over me, spiders and everything else. But one day I went over there and I looked and he had his pesticide cabinet open. And I knew it was there. I just didn't really pay much attention to it. But when it was open, he left it open. I saw that big gas mask thing that they put on when they spray that stuff out there. And I'm just sitting here thinking, like, I'm here just chilling, walking around in the greenhouse, breathing in pesticides. If I'm here on the wrong day, if he sprayed Tuesday and I'm here Wednesday, or Tuesday morning, I'm here Tuesday afternoon, and I'm just breathing in all these carcinogens. Oh no, I never went back there again. Once again, I do things. When I realize that these things are ignorant, I need to stop doing it and become smarter, and I go another way. All right. I wanted to show y'all Judy Miskowitz today, but I think the climate on Facebook just isn't right now. So I'm not going to show you that. She did a great interview with somebody. I'll tell you about it, but I won't show you because all they'll do is delete the video. She did a great interview with, I forgot who it was. I think I posted it. It might still be there on the page, or they just removed it. I'm not even sure. Yeah, it's not a good climate this morning. Looking at Christ's page this morning, obviously people still out there trying to get you. Anytime somebody is taking screenshots of stuff and they're posting it out there, those people are just trying to get people reported. I won't show you that, but I do got to show you something. I don't know who posted this morning. I posted it. Is it gone? I think it might be gone. Did they take it down? You know the post I'm talking about? The one where it's got the states. If you look at America, you look at the states and... Well, I know I posted it. Yeah, because I wrote a whole book. I wrote a book and I posted it. I know I did. Stop it. Hang on. It's on here. It better be here. It was just a few moments ago. It showed the United States and the states that were unlocking. And the ones that were still, here it goes. No, it's still here. Oh, I can show you this shit. I do love this country. I do love this country. Boy, I tell you what. A good brother posted that. Pat's boyfriend posted it. It showed, right here, y'all showed the lockdown states versus the non-lockdown states. It's election year. It's election year. Everybody's disaster capitalizing, and that's all that's going on. And so you got the correlation between the blue wall. So the blues. Who are the blues and who are the reds? Sometimes I forget because I'm not interested in your kings and your lords, but I believe the blues are the Crips and the reds are the Bloods. And so what this shows, it shows the breakdown between the Bloods and the Crips. And for some reason, which makes no sense to me. Actually, it does. But for some odd reason, it's very coincidental. If you can see the breakdown, the reds are the ones of the Crips, and the reds are the ones that's opening up and it's freeing slowly, mind you, slowly reopening, and the Crips are the ones, if I said it right, are the ones that are staying on lockdown. Don't go outside. Don't go outside. Get your mask, your gloves. Don't go outside. Me, I'm not really in gang wars. I'm not really too into that type of stuff, that activity, getting together with other people to force other people to do stuff. Remember I told you early on that I don't like to tell people what to do. Yeah, I'm not into that. I used to do that sociopathic, narcissistic stuff. I don't do that no more. Plus, I think gang violence is a bad idea. My problem with this is that nobody's admitting the things that are true. The things that is true is that it's flu season. It's flu season. Sweden's still running around. They ain't got no problems. People out there protesting, running around. They ain't got no problems. The other nation, China back online. What y'all do for a living? You're an accountant, China out there, they're getting into accounting. You're a banker, they're out there getting into banking. If you make tires for cars, China's making tires for cars. They're filling the gap. Don't worry about it. They're taking care of things. And to me, I'm just like, y'all, we need to be careful. Remember Friday? We talk about Friday. We talked about the Minsky moment. Now, everybody knows what the Minsky moment is, right? It's that investment strategy that they use. They look for a bubble. They either pop it or they let somebody else pop it, and they make billions, if not millions of thousands of dollars when it pops. That's what happened Friday night. I think it was Friday night. I don't know why they always wait for the weekend for this stuff, because people not paying attention. They agreed to print $3 trillion more dollars. $3 trillion more dollars in stimulus. $3 trillion. You know the war budget is what? $700 billion. $3 trillion more dollars. Boy, be ready. Price of bread ain't gonna be $12 a loaf. That was under-speculated. Price of bread probably gonna hit about $19.95 for bread. Bread is a great industry to go into. Eggs, I agree. I'm giving you some chickens now. I had a long think about it this week. I said, these morons printed $3 trillion more dollars. We have totally destroyed. The dollar has no value. None. China doesn't even want to wipe their butt cheeks with your money no more. None. None. People are speculating that the Bank of A, they said that the Bank of A is limiting your withdrawals. I'm like, hello, does anybody remember the Great Depression, bank holidays? And then I think someone posted something in Europe that's supposed to be coming to the United States if we don't already have it. For some reason, I thought we already had it. I always tell people, read the laws. Like get your information and go read the laws. The laws will tell you what they're really up to. The media and YouTube and all that stuff, they're out there to make money. But the laws will tell you, and the people posting the stuff, and the news media posting the laws will tell you what they're really up to. So in Europe, they have this law that says that you can't spend 10,000 euros. If I'm saying it right, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. We don't do fake news here. Sometimes I trip over stuff and I forget because there's so much going on. And mostly I'm just focused on my garden. And correlations between your ignorant world, nature, the Truman Show, and the Matrix. You can't spend over $10,000 in cash. That's a criminal act to do that with euros. And they already brought it here for the dollar, I believe. A lot of interesting things. Everything is about control. If you know where people are spending their money, then when they can see a Minsky moment coming and they want to pull their money out and put it somewhere else, you have to put it in a place where they can take it back. Think about it like that, right? So if you can't spend a certain amount of money in cash on anything, you can't go out there and buy things that are untraceable. Everything's traced, which means not only do they know that you bought it, and you got that NDAA Act that they wrote, which said that, I think Obama did that one, and said that he owns everything that you own. So they know everything that you buy, and you can't put your money nowhere where they can't trace and take it back. So short of you putting it in another currency, you in big boo-boo. So that's one thing. The other thing, which I keep getting in trouble for, I have to clarify. Let me clarify something. I keep getting in trouble. I'm just saying, do some correlations between the Great Depression, where we are now, and the Minsky moment. Don't trust me. You don't know me. You don't know me. Half the people here think I'm CIA. You don't know me at all. I will say something. You might see it on YouTube. You might see it on Facebook or Periscope or the other one. VK, you go do your own research, make up your own mind. But the correlations between the Great Depression are ridiculous. And the other thing I wanted to mention was this whole, oh goodness, I hate to say the name. Because my inbox starts blowing up. I don't even know. Depends on who's in the room. I don't believe mass arrests are happening. I'm not going to associate that with no names, no parties, and no alphabet letters. Mass arrests are not happening. We dealt with that a few days ago. And my common sense point there is, do people that bomb children protect them from pedophiles? Do they care? Biggest one I had this weekend, another epiphany, analogy, a principle, dark energy analogy. Do people, or no, systems, let's do systems. Let's do systems, that's better. I don't like people. Systems. Do systems that mass incarcerate children and lock them in prison in mass with pedophiles give any two damns about kids being with pedophiles? Mass incarceration is what it is. It's grabbing kids in mass because they have dried plants through the war on drugs and other things. Mostly the war on drugs. So because they're growing plants or they get caught carrying around compounds, you put them in big prisons with grown men who are largely pedophiles to a degree, you know, because they're locked in there and there's nobody of the other opposite, whatever, and they abuse the fresh fish, they call them. So as a system, we agree in pedophilia. As a system, this system, the system we consent to has no problem with pedophilia at all, anywhere, way, shape, form, or anything. If you wanted to stop pedophilia, what is the #1 place to stop it? The prison system. They don't care nothing about it. So yeah, I don't, you know, people come up with these ideas that, yeah, things are happening that, to me, they don't even make any sense. Right? If you are an energy light, you are some sort of call them light warriors or whatever you want to call, somebody who believes in doing good, values, morals, whatever, has some faith, you don't resonate in that arena. You don't resonate with consenting to a system that puts children in cages with grown men to be abused. That's pedophilia. You're enabling it, and you're creating the damn conditions and writing the laws to do it even worse and worse and worse and worse. And so no, mass incarceration isn't going down. They're not changing the laws. They still believe in it. There are no mass arrests that are happening. They come up with narratives, one, because it's election year, two, because we are gullible and we're waiting on saviors, we're waiting on heroes. And this is just my world, right? This is my world. I'm gonna tell you what I see in my world. Your world could be very different. I'm gonna tell you my Truman Show world. My Truman Show, Gerard Show world, I see lights falling everywhere. So I don't believe the monkeys too much. I look around, I'm just like, man, that's a light. That thing that fell out of there, what the hell? Oh, you gonna tell me the mass arrest, huh? You know, the light just fell off the ceiling. In my world, it doesn't work that way. You either believe in a thing or you don't believe in a thing. You either agree with abuse or you don't agree with abuse. There is no kind of abuse-ish. Right, so my world, Truman Gerard Show world, no. Systems that enjoy mass incarceration and bombing children in other countries and dropping buildings on them, they're not gonna do anything for children, and they ain't never done nothing for you, they're not gonna do nothing for you now. But my whole concept of why I don't believe in adult heroes and underoos coming to save people, whether it's JFK Jr. or Obama, Trump, Q, any of the rest of them, is because we don't need saving. You realize we consent to the whole system. Like these crazy people here keep posting, I don't consent. You know, let me get rid of this election thing. Let me get rid of this gang war map thing. This is the map of the gang war, the Bloods and the Crips. Because they make decisions and people die. They claim they own things they don't own, call them streets, call them states, call them countries and lands, minerals and resources, and they kill people if they don't do what they say they do. They get together, and the more of them get together, the more they're gonna force you to be like them. I disagree with the whole concept. Consent. Everything that's going on in the system we consented to. All of it. All of it. Why do we need saving from our consent? How does that make any sense? We consent as a collective, right? Not you individually. I mean, I do not consent all the damn time because I think the real wars are like spiritual and things that I can't understand. But we consent to the whole system. Why do we need saving? Why do we need to go save children from pedophiles in a system we vote for, that we created, that collectively we're holding up and we're still cheering for? Why would they do any mass arrest in a system that we designed, we created, and we're still supporting? You don't need saving from yourself. Only a fool would go out and try to save you from yourself. Only dumb people do that. I don't ever try to save nobody from themselves. No, I tell you about yourself because I had people tell me about myself. That's all you can do, but you don't try to save me. Because why would, let's say if Jack Hall consented to this system, and I know he doesn't because he posts all the time. Say he consented to it. Why would I go save Jack Hall from Jack Hall? Because all he's going to do after I save him is reconsent to it. He didn't have a problem with the system. Most people don't have a problem with the system. So there's no, Batman would be stupid to come and try to save you from something that he knows you can go back and do again tomorrow. So that's why I disagree with the whole idea of adult heroes. It's not a savior we need. It's education that we need. But hell yeah, I'm not drinking nothing out of no. I don't eat fish anyway, but I ain't drinking nothing out that sea. That's why I disagree with the whole concept. You know, people tell me, well, you got to do your research and look into Q. I tried. I did. I tried. A good friend that I think 98% of the time it nails it. And on this one, I can't say the person's name because we don't really know what people believe and don't believe. I looked into the beginnings of it. I couldn't get past the JFK Jr. part. I'm really sorry. I was listening to the radio talk show and got through the first 15 minutes of it, and then they started talking about JFK Jr. I'm like, man, you're asking me to bite off something that's hard for me to bite. This idea that JFK Jr. is still running around. I'm like, I don't know. Are you sure? Maybe it's just election time. Maybe it's just election time and they got to give you this deep, dark strategy. Because remember they tried that with Obama? Remember when they told everybody that Obama secretly, oh, he's trying, but the Republicans are stopping him. He's trying, but the Republicans. And I'm just sitting here like, yeah, are you sure? Are you sure? And now here we go. And the Republicans, they ain't got nothing to do with him getting $400,000 per speech. I don't believe in any of the games. I don't believe in either side. I think that election time comes and they play games with people who believe. No, I don't believe no more. I don't know how to get out the Truman Show. I have no idea how to get out the Gerard Show. I done got in that boat, in the sailing boat, and I sailed towards the wall, and I ain't never found the wall. If I find this wall, you ain't never gonna see me here again. I promise you that. I can't figure out how the hell to get out of this dimension. I know I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not. Ty is right. The light will let you die if you won't grow up. Oh yeah, it will, Jonathan. We're supposed to die if you don't grow up. If we don't mature, if we don't go along and evolve like the aphid, yeah, we're gonna die. There's always a ladybug out there ready to kill us. And I want to correct that too. Ty does not believe in Q. Ty clarified with me. I need to correct that. Our friend Ty does not believe in Q. Might research or follow him, but he does not believe in Q. So let's clarify. I think I might have said that on accident. Somebody was in the debate and I was watching people go back and forth, and I thought that's what I had heard. I will always admit when I'm wrong and clarify. Q sounds like a Hollywood movie. Yeah, Harley, I have to say that I say America. No, I'm gonna say it right, Harley. I think the United States corporation sounds like a Hollywood movie. That's what I think. That's the other reason I don't believe in the whole pedophilia stuff and fighting and mass arrest. Like, we're a corporation, people, a corporation. We are a corporation. Everybody in Washington works for that corporation. It is a for-profit corporation created in 1871, and they organized it to look like your republic. They gave it a Congress department, a Senate department, a president department, a Supreme Court department, and it interfaces with the states. They collapsed the republic and they gave you a corporation that is designed to look like your republic. You don't have a say. It doesn't matter if you're upset with pedophilia. If that makes money, that's what they'll do. We talked about that 4 or 5 days ago. The number one expenditure for the GDP in terms of categorization right now is foster care. So if that's 1.2 trillion and war is only 700 billion, then what is our number one industry? What is our belief system? What does our consent to this system say? It says that we agree more with child trafficking, whether you can say it's illegal or illegal. You can put it however you want to put it. We believe in taking children from their parents when we decide it's a good idea. we are child traffickers, no matter how we want to put it. So nobody's going to convince me. I mean, you can believe it in your world, not in my world. In my world, we're okay with children being the location of a child being profitable. As long as we're okay with that, yeah, I miss me with that. That's how the kids say it. How the kids say it. I can't really say it because I'm 29. At 29, things you say don't really sound as cool as they did when you was 19. But you can miss me with all that mass arrests and fighting pedophilia and fighting child trafficking and fighting domestic violence and fighting all the stuff that we're supposed to be fighting because we think we're Batman and Superman in Washington. No, nobody in Washington has underoos, and if they do, you will not want to see them underoos. It'll ruin your diet. You lose some weight though, you probably vomit. I just got censored. Why'd you get censored, Jackie? What you post? I guess you can't really post it in because you just got censored, huh? See how that works? That's why I don't trust Facebook. I don't trust YouTube. I don't trust any of the billionaires' platform, MSNBC, Fox, NBC. But here you can get away with posting a little bit more. All right, Facebook has been messing with the live feeds for the last 36 hours. Well, we're coming up to the darkest hour, Jonathan. I think people are starting to figure out, I'm hopeful. I think people are starting to figure it out, Jonathan. I think less and less people are getting down with the system. I don't think that we're thinking about the solutions, the right solutions. Like, I don't agree with getting out in the street and protesting. I agree with you going to do what you need to do that's essential. I don't agree with protesting to go back to work for the banks. To me, that don't make no sense. Why in the world, if you know you were a slave ahead of time, you know you didn't have a republic ahead of time, you know you had no say in government ahead of time, why in the world would you be in the street to protest to restart the slave plantation after they just finished with you? Because capitalism, and we got a capitalism. Like, you know that they just showed you that they're communists when they need to be, right? They just shut down your country and they dictated who gets to make the profits. They showed you that you don't even have a chance. They'll shut your corporation down whenever they need to. They'll shut your job down whenever they need to. They don't like your industry, they'll shut it down when they need to, and they'll give everything to Walmart. I saw a statistic. They said that Jeff Bezos, by the year, what was it, 2022 or 2026? They think he'll be the first trillionaire by 2026. And I think that that's fake news. Not that he probably number one is already a trillionaire, but no, I think he'll be the first publicly known trillionaire. Why? Because your government's corrupt. You don't have no, I got to change that. I got to change so much. I admit when I'm wrong. I said the wrong way. My good brother Thea, Philosophos, he corrected me on that. No, the government ain't corrupt. We just don't know what it is. It ain't corrupt. They ain't corrupt. Corrupt is a relative term, right? Corruption means that I'm projecting my belief system on the system. And if I know it's a corporation, not a government, then how, I'm to a degree stepping outside of my bounds, calling them corrupt. The system works exactly how it's designed to. This is what it's supposed to do. They got Bloods and Crips we got Bloods on one side, Crips on the other side, but Bloods and Crips believe in gang wars, believe in gang violence. They believe in violence rules. And I have a problem with that. I don't want your normal back. I don't want your new normal, and I don't want the old normal. I want a whole new world. I'd protest for free to human race. I'd protest for giving land back to the people. I'd protest for repealing the Act of 1871. I'd protest to release all the continents from the control of the Rothschilds being done through America. I'd protest for that. Brother Gonzig talking about following from Africa. Yeah, I protest closing up AFRICOM. I protest bringing all the troops home. I protest to give them land here, let them grow food. I protest for that, but I will not protest to go back to restart a forced tax plantation, forced labor colony under the United States Incorporated. I will not protest for that. That's crazy. That's crazy. And most people don't understand when you say that, but they don't read the law. They watch TV and they look at YouTube. Go read the Act of 1871 if you want to know. I think the number one side effect of probably reading the Act of 1871 is realizing how your world works. If it makes profit and money, the government always does it, because it's not a government, it's a corporation. It has a requirement to the shareholders to make profit, and it always makes profit. I support freedom, period. Melissa, I'm with you. I'm just all about free to people. Y'all want to restore the republic? Let's get it on. right? Let's talk about it. We can walk away and make that happen. But if people want to go out there and keep fighting the republic by giving the bankers back their slaves, nah, I'm not interested in that. Like that analogy, Gonzaga. Thank you, Gonzaga. I think the gang mentality analogy fits. We talked about that months ago. Right? When you think about the Bloods and the Crips, the gang violence on the child level ain't no different than the political violence on the political level. It's no different. Do I know it is different? The only different, Gonzaga, is on the political level, they murder millions of people. 5 million people been killed since 9/11. On the local gang level, little 16, 17, 18, 19-year-old gang violence level, they do drive-by shootings. It's the same energy, willing to kill somebody and take what they got. Because there's more of them on one side than the other side, or they got better weapons than somebody else, or they can kill more people than somebody else. But it's the same damn thing. They think they own things. And they think because if you live in a state that's blue, that the Crips can tell you what to do. You live in a state that's red, that the Bloods can tell you when you need to be dead. And I don't think that that's political. I think that's psychopathic. I think that is sociopathic. I think that's in defiance to free will, and I believe in a God, and that God gave everybody free will, which means I can't tell nobody what to do. So that dark energy, I'm not even allowed to get involved in. You know, I wish I'd say it's the act of 1871 that took me out of it. Nah, it's the fact that I realized that what my God was really trying to tell me with free will, which is actually what Allah was trying to tell the other side with free will, which is what the Torah was trying to tell people, which is the same God as the Christian God. You know, it's what all the gods try to tell you. It's natural law. These things work together when you take care of everybody and let everybody become what they're supposed to. Things don't work when you try to control them because it's more of you when you got bigger swords than somebody else. Some things have changed, but most things have remained the same. Hyperinflation, here we come. Jackie McMillan, thank you. And this is what people don't understand, is hyperinflation is right around the corner. That inflation tsunami is coming, and we need to get ready for it. I kind of think, Jackie, that part of the reason that the states are on lockdown and doing a slow opening is because they're just waiting till after election time. That's all. I think that this started with the banks, it started with currency, it started with the whole Great Depression project, which is what they did before, and they just did again. The currency collapsed 150 years, and then all the profiting folks jumped in after that. Like somebody posted this weekend, like, is it a little odd that every single New World Order thing that they wanted to do, they're all doing? All of them. Like they're just stamping our toes, and the flying drones, and the 5Gs, and the social credit scoring, and the digital currency. Like pretty much everything. Everything that was a conspiracy theory 2 years ago is like being written up in a bill right now across the world, but when it comes down to the political level, outside of the important levels that decide way above it, they're just waiting after election season. I think if they restart things now, Jackie, and that hyperinflation hits, that inflation tsunami hits, what the Federal Reserve predicted hits, and these 35 million people go unemployed, which was almost a month and a half ago. So probably now it's a lot worse than that, 50 million or whatever it is. And the Great Depression was only 25 million. I think if people saw what these two political parties have done to this nation, they wouldn't be voting. They wouldn't be voting. So Jackie, what I think right now is I think they're just holding out. I think they're saving face. I think they're going to do anything they can do to blame each other, to blame shift, to play the game, to give the illusion of control, but to just keep things cobbled together and people on $1,200 a month or whatever they do till after the election. And then they'll let it all collapse. But by then, it probably won't matter. They'll probably already got their bills in place. They got that New World Order thing, handed the rest of the control of America over to a new corporation. And at that point, we're done. But I think as long as you've got half the nation still politically motivated, fighting each other, poor people fighting poor people, red fighting blue, instead of the people who actually own the world, or own big portions of the world and many nations, we'd probably stop the laws from going in. Because once again, it gets back to consent, right? We consent because we don't know any better. But if people saw what they actually did and orders coming down from higher above that World Health Organization to shut everybody down, I don't think people would vote. I think people would get tars and feathers. I think they get torches and pitchforks. I think they realize what Malcolm X said is true. I think they'll realize, probably, did David Duke say it too? He probably did. He did. Listen, I agree with what the man believes is on a different side. I was on a different side. Now I'm not on nobody's side. I just look at what's true and I say what's true. And what's true is we don't control our states. We don't control our local areas. We don't control our government. We don't control our continents. That the world is owned at a higher level, and they orchestrate those things. But they give everybody that illusion of control in politics. All right. But I think that's what that 3 trillion did. I saw it Friday night when I saw when I saw they printed that 3 trillion. I was like, oh Lord. My neighbor asked me this week and said, maybe we should get some chickens. I was like, yep, we should get some chickens. I'm a vegetarian, and his father has tilapia. I'm like, we need tilapia too. We're not fasting now. I'm a vegetarian, but I got the feeling we got a whole bunch of people we're gonna have to feed in the near future. They printed $3 trillion. The US dollar, I don't even think you can use the word anymore. You can't even say the word no more. It's gone. Stop it, G. We're here for voices. Both, I don't have no voices. I'm about to get out of here, man. Listen, this was quick. I've got a big old garden I'm planting on. I got some boys outside waiting on me, so I'm about to get going. I just stopped in for a minute, say, hey, good morning. See if there was anything else going on that we need to look at. We'll take a quick peek at RT and just see if anything was like significant or changed, or everybody's still scared of things that they should not be scared of. The greatest threat is what you need to be scared of. And the greatest threat, unfortunately, is not what's being discussed in the media. Economic outlook, prolonged recession warnings for why? See, you know what? This is why I like RT, but why are they still talking about recession? We aren't in a recession. We're in a depression. Like, you ever you're playing a video game and you're about to get eaten by the monster and you hit the pause button? And that's where we are. Like, we might be on the edge of a depression, but the factors and numbers are already in. This is a depression is 3 consecutive negative cycles. We were already in a recession. We just didn't let it play out. We hit the pause button. It's going to play out. You can pause the tsunami. It's like the tsunami was coming in, Jackie, and we just hit the pause button. Like, no, it ain't no tsunami. Ain't no tsunami. We hit the pause button. Like, yeah, I know you have to unpause it at some point in time. So let me see. Economic prolonged recession warning from the Fed. Market stabilized, which is crazy because now they're contradicting what they were saying. Well, maybe not. Just prolonged recession warning. Okay, prolonged. They don't want to say depression, but they've already given us the statistic to show that we're at the depression levels in terms of unemployment. Paris uprising, May 68. Uh-oh. Is that the yellow vest? Do we need to click on that? Is the yellow vest getting active again? Part of me thinks that a lot of this occurred because of the yellow vest. I kind of blame them. I think it's y'all's fault. I think y'all caught that sense of freedom and you stop fighting amongst the poor like they do here in the United States. And they said, no, we got to get these monkeys apart. No, these monkeys still here. Because how many weeks were y'all into? Like 32 weeks? Yellow vest protests? And I think they finally said, nah, this might spread around the planet like a flu. And so, yeah, we need to release something. Created in Fort Detrick, $37 million from Tony Fauci. Boy, I hope the FBI is investigating. Boy, I hope y'all, you know, if anybody's watching from the FBI, please do your job. Please do your job. We need to know what's true. You need to listen to that lady, Judy, ignore the trolls, and get out there and find out what was going on in Fort Detrick and if it made it to Wuhan. We need y'all to do your job. That's what we need. We need the FBI to FB and I. I'm sorry for everything I said about y'all in the past. We need some rogue FBI people to start doing some investigations. The hell is really going on? Miss Israel. Ooh. Is Miss Hitler? What? Saturday Night Live joke. Gone too far? Uh-oh. Yeah, not clicking on that. That's going to put you in Facebook prison for show. You can tell right from the topic, right from the title. What else we got? China's beef against Australia. China has a beef against Australia. Well, Australia falls on the NATO side, so China's supposed to have a beef against Australia. China still falls on the other side, so that makes some sense to me. Gangs are supposed to beef. That's what children do. That's what grown-ups with politics do. Yeah, Mike Tyson's back. Did y'all see that? Mike Tyson is back. You can take a man out of poverty, but you'll never take that poverty out that man. That man is still bad hitting them bags. Did you see him hit them bags? Boy, I tell you what. Anyway, never let a good crisis go to waste. No, Kentucky Fried Mama, they do not. Every single crisis, they make a disaster capital of profit, but you can only see it from one eye if you on that side of the gang violence. Like I only see the Republicans disaster capitalism, and the other side, I only see the Democrats disaster capitalism. You know, the other side, you work for Monsanto, I only see the medical industry's disaster capitalism, and the other side, I only see the chemical industry's disaster. And it's just like, man, I don't need just lights falling from the sky. It's the Truman Show. It's the Truman Show, and I'm in the wrong dimension, Kentucky Fried Mama. I'm just waiting for somebody to come get me. That's all I'm waiting for. The aliens, y'all need to come back and get me. Y'all need to open up a portal or something like the Mist. Come get me. I'm ready to go. Like who's one of them Wayans brothers? Wanda. Ready to go. I'm ready to go. Good morning. Who's that? Nicole is in the house. Let me see. We need to shut the effing Karens up in the moron population. Boy, I tell you what, Tony can say stuff now and I just hear him saying it. Yeah, nobody cuss like Tony. We do, Tony. How? That's the question. How? I try to talk to people as common sense as I can, Tony. I think a lot of people are starting to listen. Well, more people are listening, I would say that. I'm not sure that we're going as fast as we need to. People are still scared. I drove past, what I drive past this weekend? One of them privileged places that get to stay open. Not Walmart, not Target, not one of the communism cronies with the Democrats and Republicans, but the, while we're pretending we're a capitalist country. I forgot, started with a P. One of them food places. Anyway, they were open. Everybody was out distancing 6 feet apart, got their masks on, gloves on. They were standing apart. I will say this, Tony, I was happy because when I got my boys to work on the garden, he did not come out with a mask on. So I was like, okay, we're good to go. Now you understand, don't you? You see it, don't you? He's like, yeah, Dad, I'm out there running. People out there running with masks on. I'm like, yeah, they do. Breathing in their own epoxy. What is it called? Breathing in your own CO2 and your bacteria, causing other kind of problems. And even the Surgeon General at the age of 7, he told y'all you're not supposed to be doing that. So my clan, Tony, is starting to figure it out. We still got a few outliers. My brother's still outliers. I think one of them starting to figure it out. But I'm just not a party to call them morons. I just call them ignorant. I just say, you're just ignorant. I'm ignorant. I'm ignorant on some things. How about you teach me some things and I'll teach you some things. Okay, you teach me how to social distance. You teach me how to wear my mask appropriately. I'm going to teach you what a virus is. I'm going to teach you what a package of RNA information is. And if we don't get that package of RNA information, our body won't have the functionalities we did need to in nature. So I believe weird things, Tony. I believe that everything works decently in order. I believe that the whole ecosystem works together collectively and it creates bacteria and viruses and pollens and different things that we got to interface with. You know, you can't be scared of something that you don't understand. Don't ever be scared of something you can't understand. You did a good watch party on it this morning. I was watching, the guy was talking. I was busy working, but he said something to the effect of, I'm losing my train of thought. No, he's talking about a cult, right? He was talking about the cult. And I was thinking about, like, yeah, isn't it like every cult, they have something that they gotta fight, right? They something is good and something is bad. And they don't understand the bad. And they get together and they get to fight it, right? And right now I see that happen, right? You have these cult mentalities, and most of it's driven by the pharmaceutical industry, and the virologists disagree. There's a great argument going on between virologists and the pharmaceutical industry. One of them has to make profit, the others love viruses. And they're trying to explain to you it's just RNA information. It's just RNA information. I'm leaning towards their side of the discussion because to me, science is all information. All information, peer-reviewed, open, everybody gets to talk about it, so nobody gets roped into a cult of things they don't understand. You know, when I was a Democrat, I knew I was in a cult. Not while I was in it, after I got out of it and I could see it. Same when I was a Republican, I was in a cult. I couldn't see it then. I got out of it. And I just sat from a distance now and I just look at them, telling them like, y'all know that y'all want the same thing. You're just disagreeing on how to get there. And the people above you making big dollars on keeping you disagreeing with those people. Same thing with the people fighting viruses. They teach you, they convince you that they're evil, then I'll do anything to fight evil, because if they're evil, then I must be an angel. Cult. And that's our thing. I think that's the problem, is we have cult personalities. Isn't that a song? Cult personalities. Isn't that a song? One of them songs from the 80s. All right. True Stream Media did a great video about how this whole mass thing. I gotta read that. They're off the hook. This whole mass thing looks like a hell of a something ritual. Ooh, I love True Stream Media. Let me move some things. I can't see the whole thing. If y'all don't follow True Stream Media, you need to. You need to. I haven't watched them in a long time. Who said that? Patricia? I have to go out and see what they're talking about recently. They've been banned and blocked and deleted and removed and everything. Those two people, they come up with some amazing information. So I have to go take a look at it. But I do feel that way. It is like a weird initiation. Weird. It's just weird. You know, like we talked about the other day, how people look at each other and they confirm each other and they agree that we're doing the right thing and we're doing the smart thing. And that's why I got into it on Christ thread this morning with this lady. And she said, yeah, well, you know, Judy Miskovich is telling people to go out there and get the virus. And I said, no, that's not what she's saying. If you read it, that's not what she's saying. But I said, but first of all, can we talk about like the whole vaccine thing? Can we talk about, right, the three different varieties, three different kinds? Are we familiar with the three different types are? And are we familiar that all three types do not give you lifelong immunity? They make you immune to, well, they teach your body how to target the coding of the virus, right? There are three different kinds, you know, and I'm not gonna go through the details of it because I'm not a vaccinologist. I'm not fighting viruses. And I have to go look at my notes. And then there's a fourth kind, which is genetic based, but none of the three give you a lifelong herd immunity. Herd immunity is a natural world. It's been happening for 1 billion years or longer within all the species. It's lifelong. When you get it, your body knows the coding. It takes the function, the RNA. It decides whether or not it's going to use it or not, whether it's functional, if it needs to make wings to make you fly like an aphid, or if it's totally useless and we just need to beat it down with the white blood cells. Now, maybe the fourth kind of vaccine might show more promise. But until then, I agree with Del Bigtree and the rest of them. We need to be responsible with science. We need to be honest that these companies are just trying to sell vaccines. That's all they're trying to do. Like they get our consent for war, they get our consent for pedophilia, they get our consent for human trafficking, they get our consent for mass incarceration. Don't try to tell me mass incarceration ain't pedophilia and human trafficking. It's both. All right. They get our consent for all that. Now they want our consent to be able to do Dr. Mengele type stuff on the idea that science from 100 years is still settled today. And only a fool would think that. So I agree with the virologists that we need to look at viruses for what they are. We need to stop fighting things we don't understand. Don't go outside and try to get it. Don't be crazy as I am. That's what I do. No, I don't really do that. No, let me take that back. Like I said, I don't know. When the FBI is done with the whole Fort Detrick thing, then maybe. But cuckoo virus 18, I needed 16, 17, 15, 14, 13. I got all of them. It was somewhere around cuckoo virus 10 that I wasn't drinking smoothies back then. I wasn't eating healthy food, and I was too toxic. So yeah, I did not want flu season at all. I'd be vomiting and throwing up. It'd be coming out my front and my back at the same time. I didn't like that, and the kids too. I knew I needed to change my evil ways, and I did. But this year, there could be something else out there. There's a normal natural flu. I want that. I want the normal natural flu. I want my body to have that function. If there's something else that got created that we don't know nothing about, then I don't want that. But I don't have time to be scared of it. I don't have time for that. We are in a depression right now, and people got to eat. So I'm not like hiding in my house. If I get it, I get it. Right? I'm not going to live in fear. And that's my basic premise with this whole thing. No matter what, I'm not going to live in fear. No matter what it is, whether it's Russians invading, viruses invading, China invasion, Great Depression, tsunami coming, I'm gonna live my life on my terms, right? I'm not gonna ever live in fear. You're never gonna scare me into buying your product. Like, isn't that one thing that we would say? Isn't that one of those sayings that every decision made in fear is a bad decision? How come that only applies when you want it to apply? How come it doesn't apply when it's a virus because some sort of company wants to sell you a pharmaceutical drug? I don't know. I just think we need to be consistent. That's all. They would be doing public arrest. Brother Jack, that's what I'm saying. I don't think anybody's fighting child trafficking. Nobody's fighting pedophilia. Nobody's doing mass arrests. Otherwise, it'd be in public. You don't need to do those things in the dark, Jack. I'm gonna tell you what, Jack, I know all kind of children's rights activists since the very beginning that I got started with my big mouth running it. Children's rights activists, they don't do nothing in the dark, Jack. They say everything. they put it out there. We used to be on MySpace. They all know they need to let you know, we're gonna fight for the children. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. They don't hide nothing. People who fight for children don't fight for children in the dark. They fight for it in the open. Because it's in the dark where the dirt is done. Dirty deeds in the dark. We're not going to go through that again. So absolutely. That's why it doesn't make no sense to me. I wish, but you know what? I will say this, Jack. I am the biggest Q fan that's not a Q fan. I am the biggest cheerer of mass arrests, but ain't no mass arrest happening. I'm the biggest because I wish that would happen. I just don't think that anybody's dumb enough to try to save us from ourselves. If we stop consenting and we're fighting the system, then okay, we need somebody to come maybe to help us if we're not winning. But short of that, nobody's gonna fight. If Jimmy T wants to go golfing today, I'm not gonna fight Jimmy T if he wants to go golf. Like, Jimmy, no, I'm gonna stop you from going golfing. I can stop Jimmy today, but I'm telling you, it's just arrogant. Not arrogant, as driven as brother Jimmy T is. Jimmy gonna go golfing tomorrow. I can tie him down today. Jimmy gonna go golfing tomorrow. Who's that? Nicole Sears. If Nicole Sears wants to go swimming, yeah, I can stop her from going swimming today. I can save her from herself and what she wants to consent to. She gonna go swimming tomorrow. She ain't care no. Why would anybody try to save America from what America believes in? You can try to save America from apple pie. Guess what? They're gonna eat that apple pie tomorrow. They're gonna go to McDonald's when you ain't looking. Yeah, because I do. But that's the only thing I get from McDonald's. You won't get me eating a burger, none of them fries. My stomach, within moments I eat them things. My stomach down about 3 minutes now. If I get me a McDonald's fry, the last time I tried one was about 2-3 years ago. Within 2-3 minutes, my body was like, yep. Now we gonna make you sick. Yep, we gonna make you throw all this up. We gonna give you some squirts out your butt. Because you're not supposed to eat that, man. Flu season is coming. You ain't supposed to be putting that in your mouth. I do not know what McDonald's do with them damn fries. But it doesn't happen to me at Burger King. Doesn't happen to me at Chick-fil-A. But whatever the McDonald's fries is, maybe they bats or something. I don't know what's in them. But yeah. We got to get rid of the for-profit world, talk about solutions. I don't like to sit here and just rant and not say solutions because people used to say, well, what are we going to do? Number one, what are you supposed to do? First part I would say is just look at the aphid example. They developed wings to fly. I think that everything works together decently in order. And this is a simulation. There is a creator. I'm convinced nobody knows the creator. You can call him God, or Shiva, or Buddha, natural law, Mama, the spaghetti monster. But something's controlling all of this. And it's driving us through different means, biological, vibration, and all kind of other stuff. The aphids needed wings or they'd have went extinct. So it sent a virus and it gave the aphid wings. And now the aphid and the virus work together in a symbiotic relationship so they could come after my tomatoes if I plant them in soil that I should not be planting them in. If I'm spraying a chlorinated water all over the ground, killing off the biology, the mycorrhiza fungi, and everything that tomatoes need to grow that most farmers don't give two damns about because they're putting glyphosate in the ground because the government subsidizes it. And outside of the fact that it's a known carcinogen, gives people more of a problem with flu season at flu season. If not all of that, the aphid would have went extinct. It would have went extinct. So I think the first thing is maybe you need to start looking at science. Maybe you need to participate more in the biological world. Maybe you need to stop doing things that hurt your immune system to have you scared at flu season. Because flu season is coming again next year. I know, don't be too worried about cuckoo virus 19 because cuckoo virus 20 on its way. If you know what the terrorists are doing right now, say I'm wrong. Say I'm wrong. Say the Minsky moment's not real. Say the global currency's not real. Pretend that families don't actually run this planet. We're just all wrong. You know what the terrorists are doing sitting back there? What? Look at that. My goodness. We worried. We was making bombs and we was putting together this, that, and the other. We was trying to figure out this, shut the power grid off, come up with some plans and some airplanes and working with inside the CIA and everybody figuring out how to take down America. And less than 10 people actually broke America. 10 people. You got millions of people all over this world, might even be 1 billion people that hate everything the United States Incorporation stands for. Not Americans, the United States Incorporated. You mean to tell me that nobody could figure that out, but 10 people on the inside could break a country? 10 people, and it's red and blue. Every terrorist that hates America across this world right now trying to figure out how to give you problems with the next flu season that comes along. Because if we survive this one, which I don't see any way possible we're going to get out of the greatest Great Depression and that inflation tsunami that's coming, because that's what the bankers and the financiers and the accountants say. Like I lean on the virologists for virus. I lean on the financiers when it comes to this nonsense and the currency speculators. If we actually make it through this one, we ain't going to make it through the next one. If we actually make it through this one, we ain't going to make it through the next one. Today, you need to go out there and get you some leafy greens, make yourself an organic natural smoothie, figure out how to put some seeds in the ground, be strong again, get fresh, clean water, and figure out how to deal with these flus a little bit better because the terrorists are coming. If your terrorists, the United States Incorporated, Asian ain't going to do it, somebody else going to do it. You want to talk to my manager? So I want to talk to my manager. Dang it, shoot. I'm a god, man. You talk to Brother Tony. You want to talk to my manager, Beaufont. You're going to need CERN. You're going to need a multi-dimensional speakerphone or something. You're going to have to talk because I don't have one. I don't have nobody. I don't have no leaders. I don't have no heroes. And don't nobody tell me what to do. I ain't got a manager. And I only manage one child at this point because I only got one child. The other two, you out there, you go figure it out, man. You out there, go out there, get some dirt in your face and some viruses in your mouth. Go on out there, just live your life. I don't manage them. I'm not manageable. Beaufont, I am not manageable and I am not governable. I don't care what anybody has to say. Once again, I'm gonna live on my terms. Good morning, Brother Matthew. Good morning. Let me see. What's this? Jackie, what you got? This is what I was censored on. Uh-oh. Leadstories.com. Hoax alert 2020-05. Facts check. Obama did not say small-minded must surrender their rights to all-powerful sovereigns. I don't know why you would be censored on that one, Jackie. I thought everybody knows it doesn't really matter what the president says. It's all about what they do. They ain't saying nothing about surrendering rights. I think he wrote in the NDAA that everything you own is his. Well, not his, because he just works for the United States Incorporated. And Trump backed him up with the police state and more police and prisons and stuff. They just said that everything you own is theirs. So I think the way that works out, Jack, it doesn't really matter. I don't know why they would censor that. If everything you own, your land, your house, your cars, your cell phones, your water, the food in your cabinet, your rice, if everything that they that you think you own is theirs, he ain't got to take the rights. That could be fake news. Maybe he didn't say that. But see, it's a funny thing, like they'll deny the statement, they won't deny the reality. That's why I tell people, just read the law. You can throw everything else out, just read the law, and you'll realize they think they own everything. And as long as we consent to it, they are right. It's not corruption, they're correct. They own everything, and they'll kill us and they'll take it because they're doing it every single day. All right, we're gonna have to talk. Y'all making stuff up. Hang on. Good morning, Katie. All right, thank you. I got the little clapping people. Good morning, Christine. Brother Jonathan's already in the house. Brother Jack. France is us with knowledge and have acted upon the information. Yeah, they are, Jack. But you know what? But I think France is tame compared to Americans. I really do. I think that the global billionaires fear America. I do. I think right now Americans are gaslit and they're scared of their neighbors, and you got the Bloods and Crips fighting each other in the red and blue political parties. But I think America is a sleeping giant, brother. America, boy, woof. Like, you make up the French. I mean, the French might hit you with a baguette or something. They get upset. Americans, no, these people ain't here to play. They're fighting. If Americans would turn around and fight these billionaires the same way they fight each other, the whole world would change. The whole world would change. I think that they invest so much to keep Americans lost, stupid, hateful, crazy, and bigoted, because they understand that there's nothing worse. See, nobody in France thinks they're free. Americans think they're free. And as long as they think they're free and they're fighting for their freedoms, then the billionaires are safe. But if Americans find out that they're not free, there are going to be consequences and repercussions that go far beyond France. If Americans ever wake up, that's why I think they spend so much on the media, Jack. But we need to follow France's example. Absolutely. I got my yellow vest. I'm ready to go, Jack. I'm ready to go. Walter, Brother Robert told me to get my yellow vest ahead of time. I'm ready to go. But we're gonna protest freeing the human population. We ain't gonna protest me going back to work for bankers. All right. OG, are you getting close? Wait a minute. OG, you are getting close to say that. What am I getting close to say, Brother Jimmy? Yeah, Brett, good morning. Arlene, good morning. Rebecca, good morning. Rebecca, did you see the cat? Rebecca, did you see the cat? I mean, did you see the cat? Where were you this weekend? This the apocalypse I want. Oh, you probably saw it. Yeah, it's my cover, it's my wall cover. This one right here, y'all see this cat? Rebecca, you see this? This is the apocalypse I want. I can't move. Oh, I can't show you this way. Let me show you another. This is the apocalypse I want. I don't want no virus. I don't want a tsunami. I don't want an asteroid. I literally want y'all terrorists to start working on something that gives cats 16 paws. That's what I want. Razor blade paws. This would be a great end. This would be hilarious and funny all at the same time. There's nothing I'd do better. Don't make no virus and make people vomit and throw up and blood come out their eyes and all that stuff. Y'all should make a virus that gives cats, have a little creativity. Have a little creativity. If you give cats that many razor blades, hang on, I can't press the right thing. If you come up with some sort of germ or virus or something, the way the aphids got the wings, and you give cats the ability to become strong again, I would love this. I would love this, Rebecca. The cat has lots of legs and razor blades on every single one of them, and an attitude. Because, you know, I mean, you got some nice cats. I ain't saying nothing about tabby cats in a minute, but you got nice cats, you do. But you got them ones that don't get two damns about you, where you coming from, whatever, and their owners love them to death, and the owners be like, you know what, when I die, I want my kitty to just eat me. And I said, you know what, your cat has the right owner. You got some ornery cats. But you know what, it would be fun to watch nature take everything back. All we got to do is come up with some sort of virus to give cats this many legs. Like, because of my other virus, I wanted them to be the size of cougars. I think this would be more fun. Can you imagine how high they could jump with that? They could scale buildings. They could jump on top and even feel nothing. I've been sliced up by a cat before, you know, and they come for you, and it's like, you know, they only got 2 paws. You give them a couple paws, that'll be fun. It'd be like caterpillars. Like giant centipedes. Oh, we see every alien in the galaxy will come and watch what happens to us. All of them. The triangle UFOs, the cylindrical ones, the round ones, all the ones everybody been seeing, they'd all come back here. The angels and the demons, everybody come back here, get some popcorn. See what happens to the people who turned on nature's back, turned on God's back, just destroyed the whole planet, put pesticides everywhere, killing their own citizens, shut down, destroyed their own economy. They come back and say, oh man, somebody went over there and released something that gave the cats 16 razor blade arms. They can jump on top of buildings, they can break through windows, and they can slice a human up in less than 5 seconds. I'd enjoy that. I don't know, just seeing Americans running in the street and see cats chasing them. Flying through the air. All right, anyway. I love this kitty. Oh, and I do too. I think we should make this kitty. I think this will be a fun apocalypse. It'll be fun. The Americans will stand up against that too. They'd be shooting them. Cats be popping everywhere. Because they got those 30-06s. It would be fun. I'd never leave the house. I'd just be inside the house taking pictures. I'd be with the aliens. I just want to watch everybody run, jump, watch cats chase them down. Free the people. Boom, 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 boom. I want to free the people, but the first thing we got to do, we got to get a clue. That's the first thing we got to do. I agree, Brother Pat. Anyway, we have been much more like our great-grandparents and grandparents, depending on your age, and much less like those who chose convenience, unnecessary materialism, crap focus. We were solid. We were, Citizen Deb. You know what? I got to back Brother Pat up. You reminded me of something this weekend. Because I'm building an aquaponics system. It's like the 50th one I built. But this one's for me. It's not for other people. And I'm building it out of an old shack, reclaimed wood. And while I'm like taking the nails and the staples out of these boards and trying not to cut my hand and get no staph infection or anything, I'm like, wow, like I'm recycling boards. Like we all came from sustainable people. We all came from people who didn't believe in throwing boards away. Somehow we're throwing people away. How did we do that, Citizen Dev? How did we go from people that wouldn't throw away old wood? We reclaimed the wood, the boards and everything, and somehow we became people that throw children away en masse and cheer and consent to do it more. We've come a long way. And if Jesus come back right now, it's going to be a mess. Boy, I tell you what, I think the pole shift going to come, and the pole shift is probably going to be from all the limestone that God needs to mill to make all the millstone that fit around 3 billion necklaces at least of people who've just basically thrown away the youngest of the young. Something about he who offends the youngest is better for them to have a millstone hung around their neck and cast to the bottom of the sea. He who would hurt children, and we do it systematically, legislatively, and cheer for more. The earth gonna have a pole shift when God mines enough of the millstones to do that. Anyway, I gotta get going. I want y'all to have a wonderful day. Get this monster off of my screen. Y'all have a good day. This is Gerard. We can be better people. I just think, like Citizen Deb says, we got to look back at the value we left and try to figure out how to put the value back in who we are today. Not force it in other people, but bring it back in your life. And that's all you can do. Everyone else, if you do it right, then other people will want to do it by example. You know what I'm saying? All right, I got to go. It's Gerard. I got koi poop to get in my eyes and face and all of that stuff. Y'all have a great day.